thank you, Chris Collier. We're going to see you do a little tiny line in Oh My Friends. We'll see that later. Every time I get to see it, I just kind of really smile because I really like it.
It was quite a concert.
It was a concert. It was one of not very many I've seen like it.
Absolutely. A marathon and a wonderful, wonderful musical and emotional and spiritual event was.
Yeah, it was emotional. Thanks for all your work on that, by the way.
Oh.
It was really great to have somebody do the music that I wrote down and, you know, really ask me, what do you want? How's this supposed to go? You know.
It's a special thing for the choir and for me to work with a conductor who's put notes down on a page and wants to make that come to life. And it's never been, and you can change things, you know. You can hear us and you can say, oh gosh, well, I didn't quite intend that or whatever, you know, and it's great.
Yeah. You got your PhD in conducting. Doctor of Musical Arts from the Conservatory of Music.
I did.
Tell me, how did you like that?
Well, I came out here in '83 with the express purpose of getting my doctorate. I didn't know it would take quite so long. And it was difficult. It was worth it. It's a very special place over there. Part of what made it sane for me, part of my stay, what made my stay sane here was starting MUSE and building that choir and a community. And I really got to see a group every week, which was really important, that a group of people that were really important to me. It's pretty competitive over there musically.
Yeah.
And it's really a lot of hard work. And so I did coursework really mostly for 2 years, 8 consecutive quarters. I really took a huge load.
God.
And then I had an assistantship at Women's Studies, which enabled me to get through the rest of my coursework. And then I worked on my dissertation for several years. And that was really exciting. That was some of my most exciting work.
Oh, good.
So the choir may do some pieces by some of the women I wrote about this coming year. But MUSE has really helped me through that.
MUSE has grown so much. I mean, you've really shaped it in as far as using it as an instrument. You know, I mean, I can really hear the change over the years. I mean, I was in it like your second year or something.
You were in at the very beginning for the first 6 months. And then...
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. For the first, you were a founding mother.
I know you accosted me one time.
Yeah,
when we were
probably
swimming
did.
at the Friars Club, and you said, "Gee, you really have to do this." And I was like, "Oh, thanks a lot," you know. But it was really fun. But the sound then, compared to the sound now, is wonderful.
It's vastly different.
Oh, my.
Well, when you know, I guess how many people showed up for that first audition? I don't even remember how many people we had, maybe 24, something like that. And pretty much worked with people who wanted to sing. I did have auditions, but I wasn't picky. And, you know, we just had some auditions this past week. And we could be totally picky because we had only specific places to fill. And it was a luxury. We had many more people audition than we had spaces for.
And you had good people audition?
Yes, we did.
That's great.
So it really has changed. And we've had people come and do workshops with us, which has helped change and shape our sound. Bernice came once to Cincinnati, and we worked with her in Seattle last summer on...
Bernice Johnson Regan.
Right, on 7-Day Kiss.
Ooh, I love that song.
She was great. She walked right up to people's faces and, you know, said, "Okay, let me hear you sing that." This is in Seattle. People had to sing alone in front of her. They were, you know, dying. And when she came here, she did the same thing. And some of the most quiet, shy people all of a sudden started singing because Bernice said, "Sing."
Yeah.
You know.
That's right.
So.
And didn't you work with a woman who did like Balkan?
Yeah, Ethel Rame.
Yes.
Came from the Ethnic Arts Institute in New York City. And we did an all-day workshop with her. People loved her. And she just worked for the first several hours trying to get that sound, that outdoors, full voice style from us. She'd make sounds and we'd come back with them and she'd say, no, come on, more of this. And,
more of this.
And then taught us 2 pieces.
Oh, that's great. Now, I'm forgetting something you wanted to say. You wanted to talk about Muse maybe at another time when they're going to all be here. You've mused them out. They were going to be here tonight and just couldn't stand it. I mean,
we had 24 appearances this year. And I want you to know that even as we speak, we've had invitations for this week and next week and September already. Things that we just, it's amazing. We want to let the choir know. Some of us make these decisions when we're on summer break. And we want to let the choir know that there have been 8 or 10 invitations that we can't get people together for. People need a break. So yeah, it's been our busiest year. And we've had the most invitations, and we're really pleased. It's hard to choose.
Yeah. But, I mean, why not? Of course, people want y'all to be there. It's really, really good music. And I was going to ask you about your PhD stuff. Now you've got it. Now, what kind of opportunities are there for you or for any women conducting?
That's a good question. I sort of have limited myself if I want to stay in this area. Mostly people will complete a degree and they'll cast their net around the country and they'll be willing to go anywhere. And there are several reasons I want to stay here for now. So it makes it hard to get a full-time job.
You're working at Xavier?
I have, yeah. I'm working. I will teach a course there this fall, Women in Music.
And aren't you teaching?
I do the singers.
Some prison something.
I teach through Wilmington College at Warren County Correctional Facility.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Not prison.
Yeah, no, they don't call it that. So, and then I have Muse and I work at St. John's Unitarian Church. So I have sort of 4 jobs that I juggle.
Yeah.
To make an income. But actually at the college level, there is a very small percentage of women who are in choral music. At CCM, all the choral people are men. And there are sort of 3.5 positions, I'd say, in the choral area. They're all men. And, of course, orchestral conductors, it's even fewer. But at the college level, you'd think that there would be some more inroads, and there are. But I think we're talking maybe 11 or 12% of all the conductors at the college level.
Do you think it'll change?
Well,
or do you think they'll keep it?
Sometimes I think that we're going to go backwards. I'm not sure. Sort of a retrenchment in the way we're seeing in the general society. Although I don't know. I can't tell.
We need to do this next song. Oh My Friends. I wrote it in January, and it was great. I had this idea for a descant. And I said, oh, well, the choir can sort of sing this. And you said, oh, yeah, that's great. And I had no idea, but you kind of thought it was a...
Well, you wrote the whole piece in an inspirational moment. I mean, as far as time.
Yeah.
And it was incredible.
It was real pretty song.
You combined so many elements in it, and I think it's a wonderful song.
Thank you. Thank you for your part in it. Thanks for everything that you did for that concert. It was just wonderful. So you will come back with Muse?
Absolutely.
We'll schedule it.
Wait for your invitation.
Okay. Thank you to Kathy for being here tonight. We're going to hear Oh My Friends, and then probably I'll say goodnight. So here's Oh My Friends.